Hey, you're watching the Waffle Press TV Hangouts. We're switching things up a little bit today. Emily doesn't watch The Flash yet, so my buddy Nick and I from Hyperkin slash The Waffle Press are going to geek out about the Flash season finale, which we just saw. Like, it ended like 5 minutes ago, and I'm going to talk
Yeah.
about it because this is just one of the best shows on TV. Like, there's no way around it. My quick thoughts right off the bat because I love this show. I love this show with all my heart. The finale did get me teary-eyed. I got choked up. Tears fell down
You
my
got
face.
teary-eyed?
I sure did.
All right, that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very emotionally powerful episode, and there's such little action until the very end of it that I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is just an emotional finale, and I like those. Those we pulled off really well, but here, it's everything. Like, this could have worked as a series finale until the last minute, which,
Yeah.
again, full spoilers for all of this. I'll put it in the title just to make sure nobody gets mad later.
I actually have that the last minute is actually my problem with the season finale. I actually really didn't like that.
Really?
I felt like they were really trying to shoehorn Legend of Tomorrow, and like that was like kind of a mistake where like they should have just left it as you're completing the Flash and everything like that, and it kind of feels like what was it Marvel's doing, where it's like, okay, well, we got to make sure to mention these things, we got to make sure to put these things in, and it kind of took away from like that whole impact of like of what happens inside the episode.
Really? I didn't feel that at all, actually, because how does it tie into Legends of Tomorrow? I mean, we see Hawkgirl, but that's it.
You're seeing Hawkgirl, you're seeing everything else, but also the fact that they mentioned Rip Hunter going into it. It's more or less like he was mentioning Rip Hunter. He was mentioning which you did get to see Hawkgirl. You did get to see everybody else. You got to see kind of the team, and also it showed like Captain Cold and everything like that. Like everybody's staring at the black hole, and it's kind of like a call to arms, more or less. And it kind of is like supposed to start off Legend of Tomorrow. But I mean, I really did love the episode. I mean, I still love the episode. I thought that was like a small little tiny thing, but that didn't like ruin the episode for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I didn't feel that at all, really. Like,
Maybe it was just
I
me.
guess their characters that will be in that show, but
Yeah.
there was nothing like, oh, this team has to suddenly form in the last minute of the episode. Like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I can see
I
that.
really didn't even think of the connection. Just like, oh, I know they're going to be in that show that comes out next year. I didn't think it was like taking time away from the emotional stuff here to set up.
No,
for
yeah,
future
I mean,
stuff, yeah.
it doesn't take away from the emotional side at all. I think I just kind of wanted to like focus on the Flash and everything like that, and I don't think that the black hole was necessary, more or less. I mean, I understand that it was one of those things of like, okay, it's a cliffhanger, come back next season, and then you'll more or less find out what's going to happen. But I mean, it's one of those things in which TV shows do. It's just something that TV shows do. So
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I didn't feel any of that. Like, yeah, it's a TV cliffhanger, like a really good one. Like, I'm not. Sometimes I get mad at TV shows because they just do cliffhangers for cliffhangers. Here, I felt like there was so much build up to this episode and the character arcs that something like that even works in its favor. But let's talk about like some of our favorite stuff from the episode, because I think even though I did love the episode entirely, that's my least favorite part of it too.
yeah.
But even then, I don't think it's like detracting. Or I think we're still on the same page with that, at least.
Yeah, like I said before, it doesn't like detract from how good the episode is or how the season ended. I think that it was because I've seen the Legend of Tomorrow trailer and I've seen everything else and I've been keeping up with all the news that's coming from Legend of Tomorrow. I think it just kind of I made the connection. So maybe it's just me. Maybe nobody else had a problem with it or anything like that. That's just my personal view on it.
All right. Well, what else? What else do we like from the episode? Because there's a lot.
There is a lot. I really do like me personally. I do like the fact of like going into. I like the Superman coat. Uh, what was it? I did really like the idea of going back in the past and kind of accepting your like accepting what has happened and what has to happen in order to become the Flash and everything like that. I know that you actually don't like Destiny stories. I'm actually really surprised that like a Destiny story was you enjoyed.
Yeah, because it's. I hate that because destiny storytelling that's in a lot of movies nowadays, because it's like, oh, they're the chosen ones. Why? Oh, they're the chosen ones. Stop doing that. Just tell me. I want them to get to know who these people are before
Yeah.
I get comfortable with the idea of them being chosen for some higher purpose. The original Star Wars does it amazingly well. Lord of the Rings doesn't even have that kind of story. It's just like there's no great prophecy to fulfill. It's just this character taking on a great burden, and I like those kind of stories. I hate that it feels like a cheap writing play a lot of the time. Star Trek '09 pulled it off really well because
absolutely,
they're going to become great. Here, I think what makes it work so well for me is that they weren't supposed. Like, I think different. They were supposed to be good people and great people in their own ways, except for Eddie Thawne, of course. But they were manufactured to be this version of themselves by Harrison Wells. In the finale, they finally break away from that. And I think if the finale hadn't landed that note for me, I would have been like, I don't like that.
Just to kind of skip everything, I really do like that moment when the Reverse Flash's final moments, and he goes, "I've controlled your entire life. What are you going to do without me?"
Yeah,
that's a great moment. Like, that's a really great, like, not only a great moment, but a great line. Like, I was like, oh my god, like, he kind of has a point. Like, he's kind of orchestrated the entire season, like this entire adventure that Barry's like gone on. He's kind of the reason for it, and like, he's also been his advisor. He's been his closest like advisor. He's been the one that like teaches him how to use the Speed Force, how to use his powers, and everything like that. And it's like one of those things of what does Barry do when he doesn't have this person in his corner?
Yeah, and that's an exciting prospect too, because again, it is manufactured destiny, quote unquote destiny.
Yeah,
but it's not just cheap here. They're actually using it to their benefit. Like, now they're free to go wherever. They already felt like they were free to do whatever they wanted with the show. Now that they're actually free from the constraint of Harrison Wells and the Reverse Flash. And unfortunately, Eddie is not around anymore, which I didn't see coming at all. Which
also spoiler on that one. Yeah. I actually don't think that the show puts a weird paradox as well, because it's like, if spoilers for it, but once again, spoils. If you have not seen the final episode, please go see the final goddamn episode. If you're watching this and you haven't seen it, I don't know what the hell you're doing. But also, if Eddie's dead, then technically the Eobard Thawne was never born, and if that's the case, then technically he never goes back into the past to go kill his mom. It's a weird fucking paradox in which you're kind of going like, wait a minute, what, doesn't that change the past as well?
Yeah, like, it's time travel.
It's time travel. It doesn't have to make sense, but
it's not real. It's fine.
Well, no, because of that, I actually do think that we're going to see Eobard Thawne again. I don't think that this is the last time we're going to see him. I
think they got to bring him back.
Not only that, but also just because I think while he's traveling through the Speed Force, there has been instances in the comics where he's become a paradox, where he doesn't need to live. He doesn't need ancestry. He doesn't need the Flash to do certain things or anything like that. He's become a paradox, and which, like, a time paradox, in which I think that would be really cool to kind of like have that power of like, I don't need you anymore, so I can murder you and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool, especially since he's just a fucking time traveler. Like, that's like the coolest thing about him being a time traveler.
Yeah, and there's so many directions you can go. Like, yeah, you can bring back the character whenever you want. It's obviously the Thawne lineage is such an important part of the Flash comics, and Reverse Flash is like the definitive Flash rogue. I was a little iffy at first with how Caitlin was being handled this episode, only because I think she got the short stick. I mean, not that she had anything bad to do or anything, just like,
I mean, she was just more or less there to kind of like get married.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's a happy ending for her and Ronnie, thank God. Yeah. At first I was like, why isn't Ronnie in the Legends of Tomorrow trailer?
I called this I called this a while back. I'm calling it right now. Ronnie is going to be a main character in season 2. I think he's going to join Team Flash.
Oh, I hope so.
And I think and I think he's going to kind of pick up for the whole Harrison Wells like portion, where he's going to be like helping him with his powers and everything like that. And I think he's because Stein isn't going to be there, and Stein's going to be, and like, he'll be coming off and on for Legends of Tomorrow and different stuff like that. And I think that Ronnie will just be, you'll see him a lot more in season 2.
I really, really hope so, because I like Firestorm a lot. I like Ronnie Raymond. I like Robbie Amell. I would like for him and his cousin to team up more on their TV shows too.
I know that a lot of people were really afraid because they thought that Robbie Amell was going to die in this episode, which I'm really happy he didn't.
Yeah, me too.
That was really good.
Really concerning.
Yeah. Just in general, I mean, I really did like the way that the story was held, where it was like, is this a right thing to do? Like, what was it? Is it right for me to go back in time and change the entire history? What we've known for the past 15 years, is it right for me to do that? Is that being selfish? You know, I'm not only destroying my life, kind of like rewriting my life, but I'm rewriting everybody I was close to, anybody I've known, anything like that. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I do too, because some people might say, like, thankfully I haven't come across people, but some people are like, oh, well, he should have saved his mom because she still died. It's like, but because he became the Flash, how many people has he saved? You know,
exactly. Not only that,
people have died.
Yeah, not only that, but I think also anybody who's actually like lost somebody or anything like that also knows that just the ability to say goodbye is also another powerful thing. You know, just being able to say goodbye to a loved one right before they pass. And also, I think in a way, he knew his mother was proud of him, which especially like because he was like, "Mom, like, I know this isn't going to make sense to you, but I'm the Flash, and, you know, me and Dad were safe, we're alive, you know, nothing happened to us." And he kind of reassured her before her death, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah, as do I. And I like that his future self caught him there, and he was like, hang on. And then he went off to save him.
I think that's really cool. Also, I think that's like a perfect moment where it's like even his older self knew that it was wrong. Like, you have to become the Flash no matter what. Also, I thought it was really cool because while he was in the Speed Force, you got to see a couple of things. Like, that was really cool. That was really cool. There's a couple of glimpses. Huh?
We see Killer Frost.
Yes, we do see Killer Frost, and we also get to see the Flash Museum.
Yeah, I missed the Flash Museum one.
Yeah,
the Killer Frost one, that's disconcerting because I really like Caitlin Snow in the show.
I'm not exactly too sure what's going to happen. I'm thinking that it's what it kind of sounds like. What Harrison Wells was explaining to Cisco is that Caitlin and Cisco's powers are still dormant. They were affected by the particle accelerator, but they are just dormant. Like, they don't know they have the power yet.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was kind of assuming, for Cisco's anyways.
Yeah.
For Caitlin, I didn't even think of that yet, but that makes sense too. Maybe other people's powers are dormant, you know?
Yeah. Well, in the show Powers, they actually made a really good point where powers come on to someone when they, like, in a big time of need. Like, it could be in time of distress, time of panic, different stuff like that. I know that in the main character inside of Powers, he learns that he can fly when he falls off of a skyscraper, when he falls off of like a high building, and he's thinking he's going to die, and the only thing he wishes is that he could fly away. And he ends up learning that he can fly. So maybe, you know, Cisco and Caitlin will gain their powers that way without realizing it. And they'll like manifest and different stuff like that. Maybe just being around the Flash is keeping them dormant. I'm not exactly too sure, but it's a TV show. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, exactly.
they can write this. Yeah, they can write this however the hell they want. They want to say like, oh yeah, they were just dormant. That's why you haven't seen their powers. That's fine. That's fine with me. I don't give a shit. That is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, same here. I'm reading an interview on the Hollywood Reporter right now, and apparently Eddie is dead, like, for sure. But
oh yeah, that's fine.
There's a possibility of him coming back in the future also. But the one thing for certain is that Tom Cavanaugh will be back and will continue to be a series regular.
Oh, you mean Harrison Wells?
Harrison Wells, yeah. How do you feel about that? I
have a theory about that because I was reading the same report, and I have a mild theory about that. And my theory is that the Flash still goes back in time to save to like kill Barry's mother and everything like that. And instead of it becoming a paradox or anything like that, he doesn't kill Wells. I think Wells is going to be Wells.
Ah. I see. Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. And then like, Wells would still have the information that he had, so he'd still be like traumatized from the death of his wife and all that.
Yes. So that could be really cool if they go that route. If not, because they kind of showed that the Reverse Flash turned back from Tom Cavanaugh, the other guy that was playing him. I forget his name right now.
Other guy.
The guy.
One.
Yeah, the guy who was
actually. One. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call him because I can't remember the actor's name.
Yeah, I can't remember the actor's name right now, and I would figure it out right now, but my keyboard is mechanical and it's really fucking loud.
That's okay. I'll look at it. Just
yeah. No, but yeah, that's a very possible thing that we start seeing the real Harrison Wells. And I think that would be really interesting, especially since especially if nobody really trusts him and everything like that. Like everybody kind of views him as the Reverse Flash, like evil Wells, and now we're kind of dealing with like nice and like scientist Wells. I think that'd be very interesting. If not, if he's a Reverse Flash again, I don't give a rat's ass. He was amazing. Tom Cavanaugh was amazing as a Reverse Flash.
Tom Cavanaugh was great. I think he's one of the best super villains like in any comic book medium, like not just TV shows. I think he's up there with the best movie ones. Maybe not Heath Ledger's Joker by any means, but
you know what? Everybody always like goes that extreme, but I don't think we have to go that extreme. I honestly do see. I see him as a great TV villain, and also, I mean, if he would have been the reverse, if he would have been the Reverse Flash inside the Flash movie,
that would have been great.
I would have been so excited. I would have been like, "Holy shit! Tom Cavanaugh knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Tom Cavanaugh knows he's the shit." He's awesome as the Reverse Flash. And also, you can kind of tell he's having a lot of fun doing it, too.
Yeah, I like that about the show in general. I mean, we'll talk about it all in the season spoiler reviews later this week. Yeah. But it's fun, but it's also emotional. So you don't have to get that dark, gritty Zack Snyder, David Goyer aesthetic where it's just like, Jesus Christ, did nobody smile? Like, at birth, they just came out like stone god and cold-faced. Absolutely. But here, it's a whole mess of everything. It's why we read comic books. It's why we like superhero stuff. It's actually everything wrapped up in a big bundle.
Actually, the one thing in which no one's really talks about, in which I noticed when I went to go, when I was watching it again, because I watched the season finale twice.
Good man.
Yeah, well, because I saw the East Coast version, and then I rewatched it at 8, so that way I can see it twice and get a good view of it. The one thing is that during when he's in the Speed Force, Barry's in jail. There's a scene where Barry is in Iron Heights. It's one of it's like the first or second scene in the Speed Force. Barry is in Iron Heights in jail, in which I don't know why he's in jail. I don't know what he did. I don't know what happened. But when I paused it, you can see Barry Allen in jail.
Well, that raises a lot of questions. I assume that's next season then. I assume everything that they're showing us is next season, just because.
No, I want Flash Museum 3rd season, 3rd or 4th season. I want a Flash Museum. I think that'd be really freaking cool. Then also season 3 is like when he starts like kind of like changing his costume a little bit.
I want that like ASAP. I want the bright red costume.
You want the bright red with
the current costume's good. It looks better than I gave it credit for originally, but
I
want brighter red.
You want a brighter red? You want him to truly be? Well, yeah, I mean, it's a nice version of Scarlet, and he's supposed to be called the Scarlet Speedster. Yeah. So I mean, that's always really cool. Oh, also the introduction of Earth 2. That was really interesting.
I mean, technically, yeah, isn't that? That's what we could call it. I didn't really look at it like that.
The introduction of Earth 2 when you see Jay Garrett's helmet fly through the rift.
Yeah, I just assumed it was the same timeline, different stuff.
What was it? Well, because I was reading some stuff with I was reading some stuff that they were talking about, and they were actually saying that they might introduce Earth 2. So they might introduce like Jay Garrick, they might introduce like a different version of the Flash inside of a different universe. In which, I mean, fuck it, if you're gonna go for time travel, why not alternate universes? Yeah,
just go for it. I mean, this stuff is more exciting to me than the actual DC movies that are coming out.
I'm not gonna lie, that's that. I looked way more forward to the season finale of Flash and also Arrow than I am looking forward to Batman versus Superman, and I fucking love Batman.
Yeah, I love Batman and Superman too. I didn't like that Superman movie, but let's just stick to Flash because I got a whole lot to say about this season of Arrow, and it ain't pretty for this week too.
I could imagine. I see the problems with the season of Arrow. I'm so hoping that it changes for season 3 or season 4.
The one positive thing I'll say about the season finale of Arrow is that it's over and we can have a fresh start now. That's.
It's the best thing is it's over.
I mean, I didn't hate it, sort of.
Okay.
Okay, but I love The Flash.
No,
The
but
season finale was excellent. Maybe one of the best season finales I've ever seen. Maybe I'm just really high on it. I don't know. I don't really care, but I loved it.
I felt really bad for Eddie because the entire episode, Eddie felt like he was useless or anything like that. I would not mind seeing Eddie Thawne show up later. He was sent into a wormhole, so
yeah. So that leaves them the opportunity to bring him back.
Who knows what happens in a wormhole? I mean, for all we know, he went back in time. He went forward in time. He's in a different universe. Who knows what the hell happened to him? Maybe he went into the future and they were able to heal him. Who knows?
That may be a future Thawne heals him up too.
Well, because remember what Harrison Wells actually says. He goes, "No one knows what happened to you." He goes, "You just kind of disappeared from the history books. There's no history of you."
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So who knows? Maybe Eddie is maybe Eddie's somewhere in the future. Maybe he's in the past somewhere. Maybe he's in an alternate universe with Earth 2. That's why they go to Earth 2. And like he's helping out Jay Garrick. Who the fuck knows? They can do so many things with a man going into a black hole.
Yeah. Let's just start wrapping up our thoughts then, because I'm gonna miss Eddie because I like that character a lot. I liked him a lot more than I thought he was just gonna be like douchebag, rivalry type thing, like the traditional trope type stuff.
No,
but
absolutely.
It turned out to be a really nice character to have around. You know, he's a good friend to Barry, and he gets a nice little wrap up to his arc. Where
I
even
think
if it's the last we see of him, I'll be content.
Yeah, I mean, I do like it because I thought that I thought that Thawne was more or less Barry's best friend in the police force. Like he's kind of like the guy that Barry always went to. Besides Joe, I'm really sad to see him go. I really like the fact that he closed off his arc with Iris.
Yeah, me too.
Where he was kind of like, history says I did nothing, but you know what? I can be something. I can be the hero that I know I can be. And he made the ultimate sacrifice, and he was like, if I live, this evil thing stays. If I die, I can save everyone. And I think he truly, like, it wasn't. I mean, it was really good. It was really good. I'm super excited for season 3. I think season 3 is going to be amazing.
You mean season 2?
Oh, season 2, yeah.
I'm sure season 3 will be great too. I mean,
I want season 3 already.
I want all the seasons. I'm gonna rewatch the season before the new season.
I'm not gonna lie. Right before I started talking to you, I was actually watching the Firestorm episode of Flash. Well, no, because I was thinking about it, and I remember Professor Stein actually talked about sometime in the future you run so fast and hit matter that you opened a black hole, that you opened up a portal into the past. And I was like, wait, did Professor Stein technically just tell us what the season finale was?
Yeah.
I didn't even, I totally forgot about that until I was watching the episode, and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, they kind of told us what the season finale was going to be. Okay, that's cool.
Oh, so I'm still like giddy with anticipation. Like it gives me the feeling that I had when I saw Age of Ultron. I just saw it again like the 4th time this weekend, and that's why I love The Flash. It gives me the feeling of these event movies every week, and it proves that you can have a fun superhero without being stupid or childish, and you can have serious moments without being overly grim dark.
I totally agree. I think that this is the perfect example of, perfect fun, like how much fun you can have with a comic book show. Every comic book isn't dark and gritty. Not everything is Batman, where like it has to be gritty. Everything has to be raining. It has to be at night. Everything like that. I love the fact that most of the show takes place during the day.
Yeah, no, that's something I really like too.
I really like the fact that like this is the first time you actually get to see a superhero during the day. You actually get to see him in bright lights. For the Scarlet Speedster, the entire thing encompassed exactly what you wanted to see from the comic books and also from TV and everything like that. But yeah, I loved this season finale.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a good TV show too. I mean, Oh, there's so much to talk about. We're going to talk about it on the season finale episode. But yeah, those are our thoughts on the Flash finale. I'm going to ask you guys on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. But what are your thoughts on the season finale of the Flash? Was it as amazing as we say it is, or are we just
Overhyping.
No. It's as amazing as we say it is. It is. It is.
Very much so.
Yeah, check out Nick and the Waffle Press stuff. Again, are the Flash season review and Arrow season review will be up later this week, probably Friday.
Most likely.
Most likely Friday, maybe Thursday. I don't know. We'll see. Again, my name is Jake Crespo. This is Nick Valero. We have been professionally unprofessional.